Saving lives one ride at a time. And look at this, guys. We've got quite the bit of motorcycles that are here. I actually heard you guys roaring in probably about an hour ago. You guys were all getting in here, and I want to bring in now Stacey, McCarthy, as well as PJ here, and we are talking about the 3rd annual Ride with Heart Poker Run. And Stacey, I want to get to you here and talk to you a little bit about exactly what this means to you and how you came about with this.
Well, back in 2009, I was diagnosed with pulmonary hypertension and right-sided heart failure. And I was only 37 years old. I realized pretty quickly that there's just not enough education and research for heart disease. And 48% of Americans are affected by heart disease. So the motorcycle community, we love raising money for foundations, and we like to ride. So why not do both at the same time?
And for people at home, when you talk about the lack of awareness, it's not just about knowing people, it's about sometimes knowing what your own heart is going through.
Exactly. It's knowing the signs and symptoms. I just actually lost my dad in January, and we didn't see the signs and symptoms in hindsight. And so it's really, really important that we get the word out so that maybe people can go in and get themselves checked sooner.
And how does this ride help to benefit, and what sort of causes and contributions can be made as well too?
Well, the poker run starts with people showing up. They buy a poker card right around San Diego. Every single penny that we raise at this poker run is going to go to the American Heart Association, and it'll actually go right here in San Diego, and it'll go to education and research.
And that's something that people can see benefit firsthand here in their own community.
Absolutely. Maybe it'll help get teens screened. Maybe we can help get more people screened earlier for heart disease.
And PJ, you're someone yourself who is going through a little bit of this, or has gone through.
That's correct.
Tell us a little bit about your story.
I had a heart attack on Mother's Day, just this past Mother's Day, and like Stacey said, it affects anybody. It doesn't matter. I'm relatively healthy myself, but it started with my throat. I thought I had something lodged in my throat, and it turned out to be a heart attack. And they put a stent in. I'm fine now, but if I had known the things that are going to be available to people at this ride for education, dietary, nutrition, exercise, everything's going to be available at this ride to help people understand the perils of heart disease, as well as how can you recognize it yourself. You know, the law enforcement has a saying, says if you see something, say something. Well, my saying is if you feel something, say something, because nobody knows your body like you. And if you feel something different, have it looked at, because it may be something more important than just a heartburn, for example.
And I think so often we hear about kind of in years past of people experiencing something and maybe just wanting to kind of push through, or maybe it's nothing. And kind of what you're saying now is the new way about going about things is if you feel something,
say something,
get it checked out.
You got it. You got it.
And that kind of advice that could save lives, PJ.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And for you, Stacey, what would be kind of your message to the people at home who are watching this right now, who either have family members that maybe are going through this, or like you said, maybe they don't know?
Right. Just educate yourself. Not only that, you know, get involved. If you can get involved in the community, we can put more money into that education and research. Cheaper screening, you know, make it more readily available to people. Even if you don't have signs or symptoms, maybe you're in a high-risk category.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've got the motorcycles out here. We've got everybody out here. Can you show us what you're riding, what you two are riding, and kind of take us through here? Show us what you got.
I'm on this great little bike right here for obvious reasons. I'm not the tallest person in the world, but you don't have to be tall to ride. So.
And what do you love most about riding?
I like the wind in my face. Yeah. You know, and I like the community that we have. Everybody here can either relate to a heart story, or they know somebody that has a heart story. With having so many, you know, 1 in 3 women will die from heart disease. That's a huge number. So if we can all rally together in the motorcycle community, we do make a difference.
Yeah, and I think oftentimes the kind of stereotype is someone sees the bike, they see the leather jacket, and they think, oh, tough, burly person, don't want to mess with them. But we're hanging out, guys, and you guys are raising a lot of money and a lot of awareness for a very important cause for a lot of important people. Absolutely. It really does say something about the community, as you said, the motorcycle community, and hearing you guys kind of get all together, again, roaming out here, That was uplifting. That was confidence building in a way.
It's eye-catchy. You
Yeah.
definitely see a group of motorcycles and you turn heads, which is a great thing, for us, because
Yeah.
they'll wonder what we're doing. And now maybe, with seeing this today, they'll know.
And PJ, for you, has anything changed in terms of your life? Are you still riding? Are you still pretty much living the normal life that you've had since your heart attack?
I am.
Yeah.
Within 2 to 3 weeks after my heart attack, I was back on my bike. I recently enrolled in a cardiac rehab program through Sharp Hospital, so I'm going to a gym, if you will, 3 times a week for 12 weeks. There's also nutrition classes and educational classes, and I propose everybody do that. Sign up for something. Just get yourself moving and be aware. Again, be aware of your own body. But
Okay.
yeah.
And Stacey, real quick before we go to break, what day and what time should people know?
This coming Saturday, September 10th, the registration starts at 9. You don't have to ride a motorcycle to come to this event. That's the beautiful thing. You can come and hang out with us all day. We're going to have coffee and donuts in the morning. We're going to have lunch in the afternoon. We're even going to have the young Marines out doing a little exercise competition, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us this morning. Really
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Awesome.